Our next guest also has some creative solutions for people feeling the heat, and he knows a lot more than just economic danger, having been a combat pilot during America's conflict in Vietnam. Lamar Smith joins us now from New York. He's the former CEO of First Command Financial Services, and his new book is called There's More to Life Than the Corner Office. Thank you very much for joining us here on CNN today. And please tell us, if we happen to lose our jobs, what is the first plan of attack? What's the first thing we got to do?
The first thing you have to do, in my opinion, is to grieve the loss. That's a terrible thing to happen. And when we experience loss in our life, there's a process of grief that you have to go through. That may sound over dramatic, but it's an important step in the process. And you can learn how to do that, and you can learn about grieving by looking on the internet and seeing what those steps are. The human animal is interesting. When your heart is hurting, your brain can observe it, and it's helpful when you're hurting to know that there are steps and it will end. And then there are additional steps. The second thing is to live in the moment. You don't have to worry about the next 5 or 10 years. You only have to get through today, and you need to figure out what you can do today to improve your situation. It can also be tempting and a trouble to live in the moment if you want to focus on the past, regrets that you have, or injustices that have been done to you, and how you're going to right that wrong and get even. A terrible waste of time. Very human, but very much a waste of time. Then there are other steps in the process that are equally important as you go forward.
You tell us that we have to learn how to grieve, also to live in the moment. But what are some pragmatic issues that we need to take on right after we lose our jobs?
Well, you need to recognize that you are a unique individual with individual strengths and gifts that are not duplicated in any other person. If that employer doesn't want you, there is someone who will. Or you may determine that being self-employed is the right thing to do. It's a wonderful opportunity to reassess completely who you are, what you stand for, what your personal values are, and how you are uniquely wired to serve other people and to enjoy that process. If you align your career choices with your unique gifts, your success is going to be actually more easily assured.
Now, I can only imagine if you lose your job, it's really hard to stay positive and to stay focused and to focus on your advice. How can you enter that sort of mindset?
You have to grit your teeth and refuse to let other people define you. Refuse to let circumstances define you. You define yourself. I come from that aviation background. Don't let other people fly your life. Don't be a passenger in your own life, giving your power away to someone else. Climb up in the cockpit of your life and grit your teeth and say, I am going to determine who I am and where I go from here. And there is always something that you can do that's very specific and very positive and is available right now, which will improve your situation. There are probably several things. So get out of your heart that is hurting and get in and where you're afraid, and get into your head where you can analyze your choices, line up your choices, and take the next best step. And when you're doing that, then you've got the freedom knowing that you have done what you can do that day. Tomorrow, get up and do the same thing. Also, you need to maintain balance in your life. You're not just a working person who is temporarily unemployed. You need to maintain your physical health, your intellectual health, your emotional health. You need to obviously manage your finances in this new circumstance and really stay ahead. And if major change is needed there, you need to keep your creditors advised, and you need to think ahead as much as you possibly can. And then lastly, the part of us that really matters for eternity, you need to pay attention to the spiritual side of life. So suddenly when you get an attack of being laid off from work, unexpected, maybe unfair, and it scares you, this is a wonderful time to do certain things that help you in the career area, but also to take the opportunity to address other aspects of your life. Progress in some of these other areas makes you feel so much better about yourself.
Yeah, you actually have some free time to for example, bond with your family and your children. But let's say you are downsized. What is the best way to land that new job? What do you have to do?
Well, there are a number of assessment tools that are available to help you figure out what your unique wiring is. And you may have been in an industry that you didn't enjoy all that much, or in a career field within an industry that you really didn't enjoy all that much. What a wonderful opportunity to reassess, to figure out what your attributes are and where those attributes are best deployed in the marketplace. Simple processes are available all over the world. A lot of them are available through colleges and placement offices of that type, where you can figure out what your attributes are and open up your thinking to other possibilities. What a wonderful opportunity. Take what other people may intend for ill for you and convert it to good.
All right, Lamar Smith, author of There's More to Life Than the Corner Office. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Christy. May I mention my website, because it has a lot more information of the type that we're talking. www.improvingyourbalance.com. It even has a checklist on it on the blog that's associated.